game was 7-0 at that point. So Zadorov took a liberty of a cross check that Dahlin was happy to take. It was really intriguing to me how much he likes to get under people's skin as a big Swedish defenseman.
He kind of looks like, from the outside looking in, and I'm guessing he's kind of hard to play against, and that he runs his mouth a little bit. That'll piss people off, but he just kind of looks like one of those guys you'd like to just punch right in the face. Like, don't really. I don't even know how to describe that, but he's just got that look to him that, like, God, I'd like to just pop this guy.
Clearing the crease.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozune.net. The Calder Trophy winner Andrew Raycroft, Razor, the Stanley Cup champion, Kami, Mike Commodore, and I'm Cebulski. Just happy to be here. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the show and the content we bring on the podcast and add-ons through social, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube page on Ozune, or you can subscribe and leave us a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Follow along on Instagram, X, TikTok, or where else you're tuning in from. So thanks. Nice for you to hang out. Guys, playoffs rolling along here. Everything is happening, to steal a line from the late, great Bob Cole. Kami, what jumps out for you so far here during these playoffs? This is where you made your money, buddy, as we talked about.
Yeah, I was actually okay in the playoffs. Regular season was a whole nother animal, but the playoffs I actually got up for. God, what stood out? I guess the first thing that comes to mind is, and I think we might touch on it later, but we were all thinking, our Sens were going to bring some heat, and they just the games were tight. I'll give them that. So, but at the end of the day, you got swept. So they kind of laid an egg. They didn't really bring much.
Hey, what happened? Like Ullmark, for all the stuff we've talked about with Linus Ullmark all year, the guy locked it down. He was the good. Furthest thing for their problem. He was great.
He was incredible.
They couldn't do anything. Yes. Like what happened?
Which means Carolina, it might be a bit of a wagon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking now. I didn't watch every minute of every game, but I did watch some. I was hopping around, and you get off to the good. Brady fights Stahl right away, and I'm like, oh, here we go. The Sens are into this, and then I think without having the stats or anything in front of me, basically Carolina just shut them down.
Yeah,
is pretty much the kind of the. Mm-hmm. Now I thought I was getting roasted by some Canes fans on our little vote last week for the Saturday night game because I voted for the Sens. the guy didn't realize we kind of vote a couple days early, but I thought the Sens would at least pick off a game or two. I think we all did at bare minimum, and they got smoked, dispatched fairly quickly. Although, like I said, the games were tight. What else have I picked up on? I think the playoffs have been really, really good. Utah looks like an incredibly fun place to go in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
That's been good. They kind of blew it there the last game a little bit, obviously, but that's been a really good series. So, Colorado, I would say, was pretty much expected. I know we're going to touch on that on the LA side a little bit, but I would say those are a couple things that jump off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're midweek, so, Carolina and Colorado are the class right now. You're like, okay, every time you reseed the Stanley Cup odds after round one, those two teams are number one. No question about that. We've had two amazing series. Like the series that we knew were going to be awesome have been. Montreal, Tampa has been unbelievable.
Really good, yeah.
And then Minnesota, Dallas. And that the fact that Mini now is 3-2 as we're doing this show. That's interesting as well. So it's been great. The first round almost got messed up by a lot of short rounds, but the teams that were 3-1 all found a way to make it go to 6. Yep. And you had Penguins staving off elimination still. They were going to get swept. Like we could have had nothing to talk about this second week, but now we've got some intriguing stories. It feels like the odds are kind of in favor of some of these teams 3-1, 3-0 coming all the way back, which will certainly elevate the first round.
My first thought the other day was man, is this maybe the most underwhelming first round we've seen in a while? Just the way that the things were like 2 quick sweeps. LA goes out quickly. The Senators were quick as a hiccup are quickly gone golfing for the summer. All these 3-1 series. Now you're starting to see a pushback with Sid and the Penguins. The Oilers are now starting to scrap back, and it looks like they're doing it on basically glue and duct tape right now based on how that team seems to be banged up and nicked up. But here we go. I mean, the Senators, I just cannot believe that their offense died as it did.
No Stützle, no Brady, nothing, zero.
Nothing. For Tkachuk to go goose egg, for Stützle to have just one measly assist. You have Pinto with that. Obviously, you're without your blue line with 3/4 of your top 4 blue line that all went down with injuries. But still, it wasn't scoring. It just couldn't score. That was, just good grief. You finally tighten things up. Your penalty kill finally gets it right. Your goalie finally pulled it together after the roller coaster season, and you go out in 4. Good grief. Anyway, okay.
Are you telling me that Tkachuk and Stützle had zeros?
One assist between the two of them combined.
They needed Commodore and Stillman to lead the charge. 2 points, 2 assists each. Those guys didn't even get the 2 points. Oh, man. Oh. It's tough there.
That'll do it.
It's still mind-blowing to think that you led the team in scoring that 1 year in the past.
Sure is. I might have led this Sens team, too, in scoring. I would have been top 3.
You would have got a wrister through.
Oh, man. Okay, the Clearing the Crease podcast is powered by Ozune.net. The road to the Stanley Cup, as you can see, is wide open, although Carolina and Colorado seem to have a big say on things right now. But the clearest route to winning big is to play on Ozune.net. Ozune's got you covered for all props, game lines, futures from now until the Cup final and beyond. So make your power play. Score big with Ozune. It is your turn now. Okay, our Saturday night special is going to be a Friday night special as we dive in on this one. And just because by popular demand, we're just going to vote on this around the horn. Okay. 3 games Friday night that we know for sure are happening. So let's start first. In la belle province. Kami, an opportunity to practice your French from all those years of French immersion in Saski. So we've got Tampa and Montreal. Where are we going on this one? Hands for Tampa. Game 6 in Montreal. I'm not putting my hand up for that one. Hands for Montreal. At the Bell Center. Let's go.
Yes.
1, 2.
I'll go there.
All right, there we go.
What the hell? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go Montreal.
There you go.
None of us picked them. None of us picked us to win them.
No, that's why I'm like, I feel like Tampa's.
Let's go. Come on,
Montreal.
Minnesota.
Let's go Montreal.
Not in Montreal. It's not happening in Montreal. Not when the torches are out. Razor, by the way, you had mentioned you were a Habs fan as a kid.
Yeah.
Who was your guy?
Oh, Patrick Waugh. 86, 93. I mean, nothing was better than those. 93 was the pinnacle. The fact the Leafs lost out 90, like that was it. So
wild. Yeah. There was a player on the Kings who once shared a story that the most one-sided fight he ever saw in all of his playing career was Wayne Gretzky lighting up Marty McSorley for the illegal stick when they went to overtime in 93.
Oh, I can only imagine. What a story of all the guys that have like why and the best is Montreal. Canadians,
right, of all the guys with the illegal stick.
The Canadians knew there was 3 other ones, but they called it on Marty too. Like they broke into the dressing room during the day, measured all of the sticks, knew exactly whose were illegal, and they get Marty McSorley. Poor guy.
Wild, right? You're up 1-0 already in Montreal. You're a minute or so away from going up 2-0 and going home.
Eric Desjardins hat-trick, game 2.
99 knew that was the old turning point. And apparently that was a very one-sided conversation.
I didn't hear. I've never heard that. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we're going with Montreal. Buffalo, Boston, Friday night. The Bruins staying alive after an OT win from Pasta. Where are we going in Boston? Oh, this one feels tight.
Well, I'm going to let you two guys go.
Yeah, Razor's got to stay out.
Connie.
Me and you.
I'm abstained, obviously.
All right, Kami, you and I
mean,
hands for Buffalo. I'm staying with the Sabres as, you know what, they look great in Boston.
I was thinking the other. I was going to take Boston because I'm like, they can't look that bad again in Boston, can they? All right.
Well, based on your record,
go one way.
Okay. Boston?
Let's go for a game 7. Let's go with Boston.
Okay.
Let's do
go
that.
On Boston.
There we go. They can't look that terrible again at home, I don't think.
I'm deferring to Kami based on our records during the season and the fact that he won a Stanley Cup. So
just a little context here. They've lost, going back to this series before, they did this exact same thing. They lost both games at home against Florida, went and won game 5 down there, and then came back and lost game 6. They've lost 5 home games in a row. In the playoffs, this Boston Bruins group. So you can go the other way too. Say they're due.
Crazy.
They can't lose 6 in a row at home, can they?
They can't lose 6.
There you go, Kami. We're gonna keep running it back in Boston until they get it.
That's right.
That's right. With the thought that they're due.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. You just mentioned the Zamith activity. Utah looks like a party. Vegas, Utah. Friday night, back in Utah. Hands for the Mammoth.
Hold on. This will be back in Utah for game
6.
Game 6, right? Okay. 2-2.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, that's right. They had home ice. I always think that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mammoth.
Oh, Mammoth.
Let's go Mammoth.
I'll go Mammoth.
I'm going Mammoth.
Let's go Mammoth.
You're back.
Sorry, I was a little confused there.
Okay. Let's go Mammoth. There we go. Love it. Man, I'd love to see that upset.
So that means we're talking game 7, second, all over the place. Game 7s. We got lots of game 7 action.
Give me some more game 7s. This round needs some game 7s.
Let's give Gary Bettman his wish. He wanted to see. He likes to see a bunch of game 7s in round 1. So
Montreal, Boston-ish, and we're going Utah unanimously.
And it's well played. Well played.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, that's right. Stu's losing his marbles in the private chat.
Oh, yes. Well played. Ozune. Play those 3 on Ozune. Well played. All right. Okay. Anže Kopitar's career ends after 20 years. How about this, guys? 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Selkies, 3-time Lady Byng winner, Mark Messier Leadership Award. It's wild. You look at that class of 2005, over 10 players with 1,000 games. That's including Sid, obviously, the first overall pick, Kopitar, Chris Letang still playing, Jack Johnson, TJ Oshie, Mark-Edward Vlasic. You got another 5 players, including Ryan Reeves, who have over 900 games. Carey Price, part of that mix. Who had the second best career from the 05 class? Is it Kopitar?
I mean, I think it might be. That's incredible. I mean, 20 years in LA, that guy has had an incredible career, won basically everything. I'd be tough to put any of those other names in front of him. I mean, that 05 class is amazing. A little better than the 1999 one, I'll tell you that right now. But amazing career. I actually watched the end of that game, and obviously, it's not ideal getting swept out of the playoffs, but whatever. I mean, made the playoffs. They weren't going to beat Colorado. It was kind of a nice touch there I saw the last 3-4 minutes where they were basically just put him back on the ice, and so the fans can cheer, and he can kind of get a little send-off. So, yeah, never met the guy. Heard he's a good dude. Yeah, I mean, hell of a career to stick, 20 years, LA, win everything. No mistakes. He stayed out of the media. Hockey players are usually pretty good about that, but all in all, seems like a pretty upstanding citizen. So, yeah, I can't put any of those names you just told me in front of him, that's for sure. And some of those other guys had really good careers, too.
Yeah, the only one that you got me right at the last second when you said Carey Price, that would be the only one with
whose career would you rather have,
with
right?
An MVP and the whole, he didn't win any cups.
And you're a god in Montreal, Razor. Like, you go back to Montreal and you're all like, he's going to be walking out with that torch one day, right?
When people talk, Dryden, Waugh, Price, like that, you're kind of like one of those. If he didn't win a cup, if you had to win a cup, definitely Price. In lieu of that, it's Kopitar's there because of what they did in the early 2010s. He was the Sasha Barkov before the Sasha Barkov, right? He was the Patrice Bergeron after or during the Patrice Bergeron West. Yeah. And we know watching these games, you need your centerman to play like that to win a Stanley Cup. You need that guy. So it was an incredible career. He had the send-off of all NHL player send-offs. I mean, no one's done this whole season tour and had it kind of all line up really well for him. Yeah, you get swept, but you get to finish on home ice, so that there's something to be said for that. And I think what you said too, Kami, to be able to go 20 years in LA too, right? Like he never did the celebrity stuff, never was in the tabloids, just steady Eddie hockey guy. So pretty cool career, of course, a career anyone would want. There's no question about that. And we'll see what's up next for him.
Isn't he Slovenian?
Best Slovenian. Yeah, that's an easy one.
Guys, I covered the World Hockey Championship in 2005, the year that y'all lost paychecks for a year.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And Slovenia was in there, and he was a 17-year-old, the only player wearing the birdcage in that tournament.
Oh, okay.
And I still remember how, like, he was still head and shoulders better than, and it was like he was playing on a senior men's league team, right? And then here's this kid who's just like, he was noticeable out there at 17 in the World Hockey Championship. What a career that he's had.
No
just
question.
Fantastic.
No question.
Yeah. So, throw your thoughts in the comments below. If you're watching along on YouTube, which career would you rather have, just based on what even Razor suggested as well? Would you rather have the Carey Price legacy or the Kopitar? By the way, Kopitar never had a 100-point season, 1,300 career points, never had a 100-point season, and never scored more than 35 goals, and did it just the one time in his career. So just consistent all the way through.
Never had 100, huh? I would have
never hit 100.
35 goals is more surprising to me. I figured he would have got to 38 once or something.
Yeah.
He played both 35 ends of the ice, that guy.
He did. He was very well. LA won every game 2-1 back then too.
That's true too. Tight D.
Yeah. Just what Hollywood loves, right?
Exactly.
A low scoring
needs
affair.
a razzle dazzle in LA here sooner than later.
Okay. I want to throw this at both you guys. Quite one of the more just when you think you see it all in hockey, something new kind of comes front and center. And that happened early in the Ducks and Oilers series, game 4. The Ducks win in overtime with a video review that you had the skate blade over the line with the puck, and in the moment it's called a goal. Video review really doesn't give you a conclusive review, although logic would tell you that it was the right call. But let me ask both of you this one. Do you like how the league handled it? Razor?
Well, start off unfortunately, the referees called it a goal on the ice, which they never in a million years should have done, because there's absolutely no way in a million years you could know. Like, and the poor guys, they get the still shot of they're in the 4 corners and the puck's across the line by a millimeter underneath the skate, and they're saying it's a good, like, you can't do that. Like, everybody's watching the whole. If you don't know, you don't know, and that's fine. You just wave it off. So that's where it's the most egregious for me. I mean, I was talking to somebody, you guys tell me, like, what are the chances that is the only video camera you have of that puck? Like, that puck goes an inch one way or the other, the skate 1 inch, like all the chaos that goes into these games. And you have that play that happens to the NHL. Like, Gary Bettman must be pulling his hair out saying, that's 1 in 500 million chances that puck is stuck like that underneath a skate blade in a Stanley Cup playoff game. Like, what are the chances?
You're telling me there's a chance, Razor. Like, you're telling me there's a chance.
Like, those are the Ozone well-played odds I want, is what are the chances of never seeing that puck cross the line? So that makes, for me, it's like, I'd rather get the call right. Like, we all know it was in, and the spirit of the rule is, if you don't, like, call me, I go back, I said something to someone about who was complaining, well, it's obviously a goal, so it should count. I said, well, what about 04? I'm not sure if we ever, even if we had the cameras we have now, we'd know if that puck went in 04, but I know that puck went in on 04.
Yeah.
Like, we all know.
Yeah.
But so can you make the decision on the fact that we know, but we didn't see it? So this set a different precedent. I think it'll be another 10 years till we have this situation come up, but we never saw the puck cross the line. I know it was in, but we never saw the puck cross the line.
Yeah, it's supposed to be definitive, right? And it was not definitive. I'm with you on everything you said. I heard it on the radio, and it was a good point. I mean, with all the technology and stuff we have now, wouldn't there be a way like take like tennis, for example? You know how they hit those balls and they got it painted on the screen.
Is there baseball now too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of sports, is there not some way to make a puck with a little chip in it or something and look, I'm not the tech guy here, although I do consult for a tech company. I don't know how this shit works, but is there not a way to make a puck and have some kind of barrier on the goal line there where you can, like, there's a sensor where it's like, okay, that puck was in, where you don't have to, I don't get it. I mean, maybe there isn't, but I'd be surprised if there isn't. But yeah, that was, that was a tough one.
I wonder, Kami, like, yes, it does seem that the technology is there in 2026. I wonder, based on the cost of all those pucks that go into the crowd, do they want to eat those little microchips, or what that changes to the cost of all those frozen biscuits that go flying up and around? But yeah, I mean, that's, the one point that a former referee had mentioned to me was, when you're trying to make that call, you would almost prefer to own that call, like your boy Razor Mick Magoo.
Oh yeah,
right. What was Mick known to do? Right, very demonstrative. Right, yeah. It's in. Right, like that there is a definitive call when someone's pointing and letting you know own it, own that call. I think as an official, as opposed to. That kind of looks like youth sport where you've got a new referee or a new umpire where they're like, let me go talk to the senior official for a sec. I'm not really sure of the rules. And, I mean, yes, logic tells you that it was the right call, but how to make that call from 40 feet away in the corner, just right under a skate?
Yeah.
Like, how the HE double hockey sticks did you see that?
Yeah. Just own that you didn't see it. Right? Is that what you're getting at?
That's what video's for. Just wave it off.
Just wave it off and be like, blow the whistle. Let's go take a look. But then the other way, what if they wave that off and then it gets reviewed and then it's not? I guess maybe
there was no exclusive
the Duck fans on.
You've been there, Kami.
Yeah, I hear you.
Game 6, Saddle Dome. I was there, man.
Yeah.
Watch that.
Damn it.
Okay, Razor, why does everybody hate Rasmus Dahlin? You're covering that series. Like what? Like this guy, the amount of people that I have watched grab him in a headlock, go after him, cross-check him. Like, what does he do to inspire hate like this?
Oh, man. I mean, I saw the Sabres. I've been treated with the Kami effect this week with the Sabres fans, because I kind of like just talking about Alex Lyon. He chirps guys. I'm like, I'd rather not my goalie be like that. Like, he comes in, but he brings that swagger to the team. They've been all over me all week. Like every save Alex Lyon makes, it's like, you suck. You couldn't do that. Alex, So I'm like, Rasmus Dahlin, who knows what they're going to do to me if I start talking about Rasmus Dahlin. But it is intriguing. I haven't talked to any of the players, but there's a long list of guys that have gone after this guy right like now. There's Brad Marchand ripped his helmet apart last season. I forget the guy who was they got into it earlier this year. For whatever reason, he seems like a nice, normal, just put his head down captain Swedish guy. But for whatever reason, he gets under people's skin, and he was chirping Zadorov pretty good at the end of game 4. And there was no question the game was 7-0 at that point. So Zadorov took a liberty of a cross check that Dahlin was happy to take. It was really intriguing to me how much he likes to get under people's skin as a big Swedish defenseman.
He kind of looks like, from the outside looking in, and I'm guessing he's kind of hard to play against, and that he runs his mouth a little bit. That'll piss people off, but he just kind of looks like one of those guys you'd like to just punch right in the face. I don't even know how to describe that, but he's just got that look to him that, like, God, I'd like to just pop this guy. And I don't know why, but some of those guys have that look to them.
Here we are in 2026, still talking about people
there.
having punchable faces.
They exist.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. And again, it helps that he's a good player and somebody you want to take off your game too. But the whole league's got it out for him. I don't know what it is.
I feel like there's an episode just waiting to happen. We'll just show graphics to both you guys, headshots of players.
Yeah.
Punchable or non-punchable face.
That'd be fun, actually.
That would be fun.
I feel like it just screams a real. Kami destroys people faces. Coming up next week. I know.
Oh, yeah. That'll be the clever headline on YouTube.
Kami, speaking of your friends and family, and Ray Whitney's name is coming up as a GM candidate in Vancouver. Your thoughts on your boy Ray? Would he be a good fit? I know he's a pretty good golfer based on what you said.
He's a very good golfer. Yes, I see.
Good executive.
Yes, you know what? Here's my opinions on Ray, and yes, I'm biased, obviously, because I see him all the time, and we're from Fort Saskatchewan, and we played together in Carolina. I love Ray. I'm boys with Ray. There's no question about it. So take that for what it's worth. But I do think Ray is very intelligent. He knows the game of hockey. He's opinionated in what he like, and he's not scared to say it. So I think from the hockey end of things, I think he'd be very good. And a general manager job. I mean, Ray hasn't told me this, but you can just tell talking to him. Like Ray works he's a deputy for the player safety, and he's been doing that for a few years or whatever, and he enjoys that. But his dream job is to be a general manager somewhere. Now, I would say from the other side of it, if I was a Vancouver Canucks fan looking at it, if you look at usually these guys, by and large, not all the time, but the general managers, usually they put their time in as an assistant somewhere. And, Ray would have loved to have done that, but Ray just wasn't in the position to do that just because his kids were coming up and going through high school, and his youngest is just getting out of high school now. So Ray didn't want to leave here and be running around and going up to whatever, Buffalo or wherever. They wanted an assistant GM job. So that would be the only thing where, in some parts of it, Ray would not have the experience. But I do think Ray would be very, very good. That's my personal opinion. I know I don't think he'd care if I said this. He let me know that he did interview with Vancouver, and he thought it went very, very well. So, yeah, I mean, I think you could do a lot worse than Ray Whitney. There's no question about it. And for our analytics crew and stuff, I know they're into hiring scientists and professional poker players right now. Now, Ray, he's like I think I would be like. The eyeball test matters and character matters, and I don't know if there's an analytic for that. But Ray is also like I appreciate the numbers. I would look at them, so I think he's kind of like a lot of guys would be. Is kind of like, hey, I need a little bit of both. I'm not going to go hardcore one way or hardcore the other. I'd like to mix it up. So I think Vancouver could do a lot worse. I'll tell you that.
Won a cup with Jim Rutherford, I guess.
There's a history, right? There, yeah.
So
Jimmy and him are tight. They were tight back then, and they've remained tight, moving forward. So, yeah, who knows? I don't know how many people they're interviewing. I know Ray interviewed for the San Jose job there before Greer got it. So yeah, I think there's could be some other ones that he's interviewed for. I'm not too sure, but you could do a lot worse than Ray Whitney. I'll tell you that.
He's getting in the mix. He's getting in the mix.
For sure.
Razor, let me throw this to you, and Kami, maybe you can piggyback on this potentially, but there was a moment in a game 4 in Boston. Jeremy Swayman gets pulled after just the Bruins were awful. The Bruins were terrible. They get booed off home ice in Boston, but as Swayman's kind of getting yanked in the third, kind of goes by the bench and just kind of seems to give everybody the business end of his mouth. Just kind of, I don't know if it's a WTF or whatever that may be. And you know what? Marco Sturm, to his credit, kind of said, yeah, good for him to have some emotion and to give an ish. Now, it certainly wasn't Patrick Waugh, I'm done, but tell me this, did you ever do that? Did you ever do that as a goalie? And Kami, just on your thoughts, did you ever have a goalie light you guys up as a team when they were coming off, Razor? I
would have done it a couple times. I think everybody's done it a couple times to their team. Like in that, again, all it was he skates off and he probably is along the lines of, what the F is that? That's an effing joke. Like there was like 2-3 word yell downs.
Yeah.
that, and then he goes down. He probably smashes 6 sticks, throws a bucket across the hallway, and then comes out and puts his baseball hat on and sits on the bench quietly. Like, all right, it's done. It's over with. I'm walking out. There were certainly a couple nights where I was invested enough where we take, we don't forecheck. We don't get the puck deep. Like, coming into the room, like, what the F is that? We talked about that the whole pregame. And that cost us late in the first. Like, I remember one situation where one guy was being lazy, and I yelled about that because it was a big game. But never, like, you wouldn't tear a strip. You wouldn't do it on a bench in front of everybody for like 5 minutes and put your finger in somebody's face as a goalie. I never blamed anyone for putting a puck in the net. Those guys are blocking shots. Like, Kami's blocking a shot with his face. If a puck goes in off of him, you wouldn't ever think about it. But as a team, I think there's certain nights where a goalie is allowed to yell some frustration at what was happening in front of him. And that was certainly the night. It was literally the worst first period I've ever seen in Stanley Cup playoffs played by anybody ever. Like, it was that bad. Like, it was in a good spot. It wasn't made up, I thought.
I mean, he got lit up, and it wasn't his fault. I mean, he played just fine. It was the guys in front of him. I think goaltenders, personally, I love it myself. Goaltenders, I think, a lot of times get a lot of blame when they don't really deserve it. You give in a few goals.
Blame the goalie,
right?
Oh, yeah,
but meanwhile, it's just backdoor one-timer. Oh, we didn't save that. So they take enough heat as it is. So I personally love it. And if I was sitting, you know what, he comes off and gives the team, like you said, like, gives them shit. I love that. Like, those guys should be embarrassed, and you just hung your buddy out to dry. So personally, I think it's a great thing. In my own experience, I don't really remember. As Razor was talking, I was trying to think of, like, my 2 longest stops were like Carolina and Columbus, but both those places, like, I remember Cam Ward losing his mind a few times, like going down the tunnel and like just that swinging his stick around like it's a battle axe. But Cam was pretty quiet back then. And also it was like his rookie year. And when I was in Columbus, we had Steve Mason. And, actually Mace was unbelievable that year.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable how good he was. And he was a quiet guy too. So I don't remember a goalie off the top of my head doing it. But I'm totally fine with it. I think it's great.
All right, there we go. If you ever wanted to know, now you know, in terms of goalies given the business. Okay, time for a fan question here on the Clearing the Crease podcast. And if you have a question or a comment for Kami or Razor or both, you can always hit us up in the comments using the hashtag AskCTC. This week's question is, what is the craziest game day superstition you've seen from a teammate? Craziest game day superstition you've seen from a teammate?
I mean, I got one, Ray. You want me to go?
Yeah.
I got one. It's a little bit offside, so I'm not going to get into all the details, and I'm not going to say who it was. It was during our playoff run in Carolina, though. It was just for that. So
what a preface.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure at what point it started in the playoffs. I'm not sure if it was game 1 but it was early. Like, it was sometime in the first round. Said player was married, or is married. So this was with his wife. And I can't remember exactly how it got started. If we won we won the game for sure. So we lost the first couple, or like I said, the result and his result was good in this one game when said superstition in the afternoon happened. So from that point forward, it's like, we got to do it every game. So I think you guys kind of know what I'm, afternoon.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
gotcha.
more than enough. And that is the perfect answer.
Yeah. So the rest.
Otherwise, we're going to figure out who it is, and you're going to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah. So we end up literally going to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So it ended up happening a lot.
The poor wife is dying for them to get knocked out.
I've been thinking about this for the last 30 minutes of superstition. I'm like, I can't remember anybody, and then I'm like, oh, I do remember that, because he didn't bring it up either until it was wait, or at least not to me. I didn't hear about it until like after, like it was all done. And he's like, oh, and I heard him. I'm like, anyways, burst out laughing. So
that is so good. So, and those are the best one. Like there's some of those, like I didn't really go on a long enough run in a playoff where I went all the way to the finals, but that's really where the crazy superstitions happen in playoffs. Cause it's something random like that will start up and kick up and you just have to keep doing it. In the regular season, everyone's really routine oriented, right? Like, and I was going to go a little offside too, just cause I know people think it's funny, but like it was always comical to me, almost most teams, but like the routine of as soon as like the coaches meeting, it was like a lineup at the stall for everybody before they got ready for the game. Like it was like vivid of like how the routine of like, all right, this guy's in this stall, this guy's in this stall, this guy's in this stall, taking a dump before they get ready for the game. Right after the coaches meeting, like you would have a line and you would be like waiting for one guy before and after. So I was thinking of that because that was a pretty regular routine, not necessarily superstition, but routine based. The other thing I thought of, which would have turned into a superstition had we won in Game 7, was we ended up having a dance off prior to getting dressed. We had two guys get into a dance off naked in front of everybody in the dressing room while we're to relieve the tension of Game 7. And I think about it all the time that like it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, number one, and I couldn't believe it was Game 7. But also, had we won, there would have been a ton of dance-offs going forward from that.
Was it the same two guys, I'm assuming? Or
yeah,
Okay.
Always the same two guys. Yeah.
Some
so
poor
we got
guy
into a
gets
bit of
tossed
a routine.
out there. Yeah. That's funny.
And they're both in the Hall of Fame now, right?
No, but they have both played a long time. They both played a long time.
What a great, you know what we kind of thought was kind of a random question turned out to be a home run of a response. Yeah, it worked out very well. I want to extend my best wishes and my condolences to the family of John Garrett. We lost an absolute beauty in the hockey universe this past week. John Garrett, who has been a broadcaster for the better part of the last 40 years, a fixture on Hockey Night in Canada for several years, but more recently, the last 25 years with the Vancouver Canucks organization, calling the regional broadcasts. And he passed away suddenly at the age of 74 in the middle of working the Vegas-Utah series, which is just heartbreaking. He was such a wonderful personality and such a fun guy. I just want to share a story about Cheech that really kind of sums up who John was. Like everything was met with a smile. Just one of the nicest people. But a friend of mine had recently shared this story about John Garrett, and here's Cheech. Okay. So my friend hurt his back a couple of days before Christmas years ago, and he's in serious pain, agonizing at the pharmacy in the neighborhood. And John lived in the neighborhood as well. And so my friend is sitting in the pharmacy waiting for his prescription. He's in agonizing pain. And Cheech comes by, he sits down with him, and he says, I never looked that bad in all my years as a goalie. and that story sums up John Garrett, who left us, to me, way too soon at the age of 74. But John, you're gone, but not forgotten. So on that note, here's my don't puck it up for this week, guys. NHL draft lottery. I get Vancouver has been a dumpster fire of a franchise lately, but this community, I live in Metro Vancouver. My community has been taking a beating lately, okay? The team stinks. We recently lost one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in John Garrett, and this was just on the heels of losing the iconic Jim Robson a few months ago. There's been now talk that the Whitecaps and MLS soccer might be moving to Vegas or leaving town. Vancouver needs a win, okay? NHL, you know what to do, okay? Get the Canucks the top overall pick. The franchise has never had one. It's been 56 freaking years. If there was ever a community that needs a win right now, NHL lottery balls, don't puck it up. Give it to Vancouver.
You convinced me, Seaball. I hope they get it.
They need it.
They need it. They need McKenna there. They need
a win.
Go ahead, Razor. I don't have one. I'm still looking. I'm going through.
Hashtag preparation.
I've been bad the last 2 weeks. I forgot about it.
No, man, you were good. I liked your Ovi one last week. You had a good one.
Yeah, it was. It ended up being a good one, Commie.
That was good.
All right, don't puck it up. I've lost a 3-1 lead in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I have PTSD extremely bad from it to this day. I see a 3-1 lead in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it makes me nervous. And I'm nervous for these teams in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs that have not been able to close out Game 5, that are now looking and staring at Game 6 or 7 this weekend. Not to mention the 3-0 lead the Philadelphia Flyers had that no longer have. Game 6 is this week as we're talking. So don't puck it up anybody with a 3-0, 3-1 lead in the first round of the playoffs, because you will physically and emotionally and spiritually think about it and feel it for the rest of your life. So none of these teams, someone's going to do it. I feel it. Someone's going to screw it up this week, but don't let it be you, especially the Philadelphia Flyers, because we'll never not talk about you again.
Ooh.
You just took mine that I was about to find, Razor. I was going to jump on the Flyers. I'll just double down on that. I was talking 3-1. You talk 3-0. Yeah, I'll talk 3-0. I know it's only happened once or twice before. I think Philadelphia was involved the one time with Boston. Yeah, that's right.
Boston.
Yeah. I think I picked the Flyers. Did you guys pick the Flyers pre, or you guys go Pitt? I can't remember.
No, we took Pittsburgh. We went with the old guys.
You guys went with the old guys. I'm the solo Flyers guy. Things were looking great. That Porter Martone is flying around fresh out of Michigan State. Yeah, he is a good player. Pretty sure he's not going to Lehigh Valley anytime soon. Yeah, don't puck this up, Philadelphia.
Season.
You're back at, is it home in game?
Yeah.
No, next game's at home. Let's put this thing to bed. I don't really want to see a Game 7, but it's not going to be easy. Crosby and company have woken up a little bit, but don't puck it up, Philadelphia. I picked you. It looked awesome. Now it looks a little dicey.
There we go. Mm-hmm. All right. On that note, well played, Commie. Well done.
I'll be more prepared for next week.
Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube for more Clearing the Crease content powered by Ozoom.net. Follow along on Apple, Spotify, X, Instagram, TikTok, because the road to the Stanley Cup, it's open. And the clearest route to winning big is playing on Ozoom.net. Ozoom's got you covered for all the props, the game lines, futures from now until the Cup final and beyond. Make your power play and score big with Ozoom. Well played. He's Commie. He's Razor. I'm Cebulski. We're back in a few as the road to the Stanley Cup continues, and we got you covered here on the Clearing the Crease podcast, powered by Ozoom.net.